Miss Karin Powell, here in your lovely home. Thank you for having me. It's
well, thank you for having me.
And happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it being Mother's Day weekend, we wanted to do a Mother's Day feature on Burgh Vivant and talk to a Pittsburgh mom, and which you certainly are. Your son, Christopher, is a music administrator with Pittsburgh Opera. And as such, you have gotten to know a lot of performers and artists and administrators within the Pittsburgh cultural scene. And in so many ways that a lot of them sort of feel like you're a second mom to them. They really appreciate you.
And I appreciate them, because to them, you're absolutely right. I'm not just a stranger.
Right.
And they open their arm and say, "Hi, Mom, how are you?" and I'm loving it. I took it very, very serious to be a mom. And anybody saying to me, Mom, or even younger people comparing me to their mom, it is the greatest compliment that can come my way.
Oh, yeah.
Because it takes a lot of trust and confidence from the other person towards me, and a lot of them come and confide in me, and it's sometimes very emotional, but I am there. I enjoy being a mother.
And I think you do it with style.
Yeah, I
you
know.
do. Indeed. Your accent is lovely. What is that, Squirrel Hill?
No, actually not. Actually, it's German.
Yeah, so when did you come to America?
Many, many years ago. And I had relatives in this country when I first set foot here. All these years, it's been now over 50 some years that I am here in Pittsburgh itself. And how it has changed for the better, of course, and keeps on changing. And what I like about is the people. They had a great deal to do with it that I stayed, particularly here. They were very friendly, very welcoming, and particularly helping me along in the English language, which I really had a few little boo-boos which I didn't realize, but they were very, very kind and helped me along, and here I am. Well, let's put it this way. I never got past the word Juns.
Yins.
Yins. See, I can't even say this properly. It's hysterical,
Yeah, some people do say Yuns, but Yins. Now, when you lived in Berlin, it was a tough time, historically.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
And I think there's few that can speak to the experiences that you had while you were there. How do you reflect upon that at this point in your life?
I was just a little child when all this happened, the war and everything, losses of family members as well as survivors such as I am. And I have seen both sides of life. War is hell. And nobody wins, really. And you saw the devastation, and it's very hard to talk about it, and then coming to America, this whole thing, it is like heaven opens up from that what you had experienced. It is like a new world. It is like, I am free. And for you to speak so fondly about this city now as not only an American but a Pittsburgher. It is home. Yeah. It is home, and I love it with all my heart, and I can't imagine me going anywhere else. So what do you like to do out in the city for fun? I love the arts with all my heart, even though as bad as things were at the time when I grew up. But my mother was a fantastic singer, and so therefore, and so therefore, we were right from little on educated with music, because sometimes a song is all she had because there was no food. So therefore, music brings me very, very close. The opera, the symphony. It brings me very, very close. and I have a wonderful freedom and outlet in that.
Okay. Now, do you yourself carry a tune every now and then?
Once in a while I do.
Yeah.
And, this is ridiculous, but when I sweep my floors, my rugs, and I have Luciano Pavarotti's music on, okay.
Pavarotti's good to vacuum by.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm singing along, and I said, damn, I'm good. Yeah.
I hear you're a big Steelers fan.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I am. And in particular, if I can say so, Troy Polamalu. I love it when he flies through that air into that crowd, unbelievable.
You've both got great hair, you and Troy Polamalu.
He has wonderful hair, and I mean, the envy of every woman, I think,
Yeah.
I watched the Steelers. Oh my God, I think it's way before you were even born. That when Bobby Lane was quarterback and the Steeler games were out in Forbes Field. Mm-hmm. And my first game, I had no idea what I'm seeing. I just went. I was very adventurous,
Now, had you seen any football prior to that? Or was football in the sports?
Never. I just heard about it, and I thought, oh, I need to see this. And so I went, and then, of course, so this guy is running with this ball clear across the field, and I'm jumping up and cheering. And I was the wrong guy. It was a New York Giant. It wasn't a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Well, you've made up for that, though.
Oh, I have indeed, but that's how you learn what's going on. But I enjoy it tremendously.
Do you get into the games on TV now?
Oh, yes.
Hooting and hollering, shouting?
I don't get that carried away, but I watch especially when Peyton Manning played, because I met him when I was a concierge in the Renaissance.
Oh, you met him?
Oh, yeah.
You and Peyton Manning go.
Well, listen,
have a history here.
Oh, he is too much of a gentleman.
Yeah. He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Do you guys keep in touch?
No, delightful person, a perfect gentleman.
But no Steeler.
It's okay. Once in a while, you're allowed to cheat.
Well, we won't tell Troy.
Oh, we won't tell Troy. We won't tell Troy. You got it.
What advice might you have for young parents today? Because kids these days can be a little unruly.
Oh, I hope I don't make any enemies. But let's put it this way. Let your children know, number one, that you love them. Even if you have to discipline them, it is hard. It is harder on a parent to discipline your child than it is for the child in itself. But it learns. It will learn. And you always are the teacher. And even when you're, it doesn't matter whether it is out of a rich neighborhood or poor neighborhood. A child is a child, and it needs the guidance of a parent. Always. Whatever may come, whatever happen. And I have done this with my own. And and the children, they'll come forward and say, I don't like you, and blah blah blah. And it happens. It's all part of it. Mm-hmm. But just let them know you are there for them. You won't desert them ever. And that you are their mom, and that you love them above all. That's all they need. That's all they need.
Well said.
And once in a while, a little chocolate. And I feel so blessed to have him in my life.
I think he would say the same about you.
Oh, I hope so. That little rascal.
We're getting a little misty here.
Just a little emotional.
Your hair is gorgeous. Who does your hair? It's flawless.
Oh my God.
Now, have you ever heard of Pittsburgh Dad? What do you think of Pittsburgh Dad?
It is hysterical.
You've seen it?
That is all the Pittsburghese talk.
Right.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. When first I heard it, I thought I had to learn English all over again.
When you first heard Pittsburghese?
Yeah.
It's its own kind of English, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to get us singing.
Oh, you want me to sing?
Yes, I want to sing with you.
Oh, good heavens. I have a stuffed up nose,
Well, I've had 3 martinis, so we're about even.
Oh, you have? drinking songs.
Yeah.
There are a lot of it.
Yeah. What's a good drinking song, you know?
Drink, drink, Brüderlein, drink, you know. Drink, drink, brother, drink up, you know.
Cheers to you, my dear, and happy Mother's Day.
absolute.
Happy Mother's Day.